dear.
Oh dear. Okay.
All right.
I believe it's recording.
God.
Well.
Well, the album we got here is Dragging a Dead Deer Up a Hill by Grouper, otherwise known as Liz Harris. I just figured out that it's one person. I always thought Grouper, Liz Harris. I always thought Grouper was a group, but it's not just this one girl. So
It's
pretty
more
cool.
than a group. It's grouper.
Exactly. And I picked it, like I said last time, because I would always get like halfway through the album. I never got an opportunity to finish it, and this was a good time to finish it. And I still love the album cover. But I will go last, and anyone else can go first and share their opinion on it.
All right. Well,
Yeah, you go.
kick it off.
Jake.
This album.
Wait,
I went into this thinking, gee golly, I'm gonna hate this.
Why?
Because Sam
Rude.
recommended it.
I picked it?
I'm about the lyrics, and you cannot hear a single thing Grouper's trying to say here. But all right, here's the thing. I can't just like nonchalantly listen to music like while I'm like doing work or trying to sleep or something. That will never happen with me. Because I need to like be paying attention to the music, or like I get distracted anyway. Not with this one. This is the first album I've listened to and been able to do other things productively. And for that, I give it props. I listened to it 3 times. 2 of the times I didn't even realize the album finished because it just went to the next Grouper album.
No way of knowing.
Yeah. So I ended up listening to Grouper for like an hour and a half.
That's insane.
2 hours by accident. So like, gee, this is a long album.
That's
yeah. So I mean, well, yeah. Also, like, they had some pretty guitar going on. Like all the tones were nice. The production was pretty nice. So even though I couldn't take anything away from it, it was a nice supplement to my study sessions and essay writing. And for that, I give it props and gave it a 3.5.
Very nice, very nice. All right, Dan, what are you doing over there?
Oh, I'm adding it to our rate your music list.
Ooh.
So we can look at this in 20 years and say, wow, look at this album we chose.
Well, remember when Jake thought it was a 3.5?
What a damn fool. Okay, yeah, I'll go next. Hold on, let me type this. Okay. I thought, yeah, I agree. It's very, I mean, because it's like ambient leaning psychedelic folk. It's not like a very demanding listen, I don't think, I think kind of goes both ways. I think it's like it can go in the background, which is great. Like I played Grand Theft Auto to this album. Very interesting experience.
Just some ambient folk music while you're killing civilians.
Shooting
It
up.
really made you think about what you were doing.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is nice. You know, it's in the background. I'm like having a good time. But then also like I tried listening to it just like sitting down and I couldn't do it. Like I had to be doing something else because it didn't grab me enough for me to just like sit there and be like, oh, this is nice. I mean, it is nice, but like not nice enough for me to not be doing something else. I think the first like 3 or 4 songs are pretty good. I forget which. There's one that was like really terrible. It might have been Traveling Through a Sea. I'm looking. Oh, you know what? It was Wind and Snow. It was towards the end. There was some that I was just like, this is like, all right, let's move on. Let's move on to the next song because it was just like acoustic guitar. Nothing was happening. But overall, yeah, I think it's just kind of, it's a good album. Didn't really hook me, didn't really offend me. So I think I'm going to give it like a 3, but leaning into a 3.5 because it's like, it wasn't offensive. Like I enjoyed it. It wasn't just like, it's good. It's fine. It's good. Next.
Spill the beans, Will.
All right. I have I feel like I'm gonna be meaner than I let on, or I'm gonna be meaner than I actually mean to be.
Uh-oh.
So I think
Classic Will.
this album is comparable to a bowl of cinnamon oatmeal, in that
Yum.
it has some like stuff that just genuinely sounds good. Like the vocal production I thought was really cool, and a lot of the guitar sounds and just like the production in general it wasn't like mind blowing, but it was very like easy to listen to. If anything, too easy to listen to. Like you forget it's there. I also played this while playing video games, and I just thought like even with the games I was playing, I was kind of getting bored of it. Like I just wanted to listen to something else. Like it was very the same throughout. It was actually funny because I thought Wind and Snow was kind of a cooler song just because it had that that kind of like flute sound with like a kind of distorted guitar with a lot of reverb, which I thought sounded cool. And then I thought like the opening track sounded pretty good. Like it was a cool droning melody, but it just feels like every single song is just kind of like one theme repeated over and over again with some changing ambience in the background. And I didn't think there was enough movement to keep me interested. And hence the oatmeal part of the analogy. It just kind of, in the end of the day, it just felt like I was listening to kind of boring mush, but there's some cinnamon flavor in there, so it's not that bad. So I'm giving it a 2.5,
Ooh, wow.
Ooh.
which is not bad. It's
Yeah.
middle of the road.
Sam, before you go, can I add one thing to what I was saying?
I'll allow it.
Okay, great. I agree with what Will just said, how it kind of does the same thing. And I think I agree, it's not a good thing. Because usually when I'm listening to an album, I like to keep it open to see like what song I'm listening to. And I kept like forgetting to check because the songs just kind of like went into each other. I can never tell like when a song ended. Except for the last one. The last one ends with that stupid fucking like and I was like, what is that's the end of the album? What? And then I listened to it again. That's all. That's all I have to say. Thanks, Jake. No,
I can't see my hands because they blend in the background.
that's okay. Wait, hold on. Boom. Is that a high five? What's happening? Oh,
I'm trying to see how long it takes for my hand to disappear.
That doesn't work with mine. Mine's just green screen. Yeah. All right, Sam. Let's hear it. Let's hear your gushing review.
It's about a gush. Well, so like my frame of knowledge, my familiarity going to the album was I knew the first couple of songs, and I knew that Grouper's like an ambient artist, so I have like a beginner knowledge on it. Like I had like a Brian Eno and an Aphex Twin phase when I got into reading earlier this year. So I went through like all their ambient albums, and what this album does, like what the selling point of this album is that there are vocal lines going over easy to listen to ambient noises. So it makes it a slightly more active listen. I think the first song, it has like a sugary sweet melody over the ambience, and it's like a perfect song. I think it's called Disengaged.
Mm-hmm.
Disengaged is so good. And then the next song is like if Soccer Mommy was a witch. It's like it's very much like what the indie female artists are doing now, but this was done like 10 years prior, and like in a lot more of a experimental and interesting way. So those are like the highlights, is like those first two tracks, and then I remember like the third and the fourth are also pretty decent, and then it kind of has like used up all its big ideas by then and sticks to maybe more of a traditional approach to ambient sound. but still like the vocal lines are there. And you can't really, like Jake was saying, you can't really make out what she's saying. That's not the point of the interest. But it's like acoustic guitar, vocals, and then like something to go to sleep to. So it's really a good album to supplement something else that you're doing, as a lot of ambient albums are. So I did like my homework to this, and it was fine. Like I was able to focus and still be entertained. But I just kind of wish that she made the ambient sounds more of a supplement to folk music, but it seems like she used her vocal lines and the acoustic guitar to make this kind of dreamy, sleepy, ambient atmosphere. So I feel like she kind of missed it with that. And so that makes me give it a 3.5 out of 5 because there were some very high points and there was a lot of like utility to the album, but I couldn't help but feel like slightly disappointed by the end of it.
Okay.
Bada boop, bada bing. That's it.
Bada
That's
boop,
the
bada
album.
Our combined rating average is a
3.125.
So that's the exact same that Sam's first pick got.
I'm consistent.
Which also makes it tied for third, I think. I can't do math. Yeah, tied for third.
We'll put a link to the Rate Your Music page in the description box below.
Yeah.
Look at me, Mom. I'm a YouTuber.
Cool. All right.
Jake, what do you have for us? What's the next album?
Well,
I'm so excited.
This group, the singer, the front man of this group, has been personally called out by Will Toledo, who made a diss track about this guy.
Oh my God.
Because this guy made a post about him on social media. And then they changed their name a few years ago. This is the last album. Sam knows.
Yeah.
This is the last album with that new name, and by far their best album.
The Hell album.
I'm so excited.
What?
Is
I
it
don't know
the
who
album
this is.
with Hell in the title?
No, I don't know if we're thinking the same artist.
Sam has no idea.
Teen Suicide. It's Teen Suicide. I know it is.
Teen Suicide. It's a big joy celebration. Let's stir the honey pot.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
It is a little over an hour long.
Oh.
2016.
God.
A lot of tracks.
Oh God.
It's so good, bro. It's so good.
Oh, this is the one. Okay, I will be my own hell because there's a devil inside my body. That's the one I know.
This one's better though.
Good to know.
Interesting.
Well, this is gonna be interesting conversation.
There's
26 tracks.
Yeah, but I mean, half of them are like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There's some indie, some.
Half of these are 30 seconds. What are you
Actually,
talking
none of them are 30
about? None
seconds.
of these are 30 seconds.
Some
You're crazy.
on here. This might be our first pop album.
What about DI Goes Pop?
Wasn't that pop? They told me it was.
It's an indie pop.
Disco Inferno is indie pop.
Absolutely. Very cool.
I'm excited about this one.
There's gonna be some polarizing discussion, I think.
I think you're right. All right, cool.
This will be my new favorite album.
Oh my
I
God.
wish. All right.
Only because you said Will Toledo.
That was good. Okay.
Check out the track though, it's great.
I will. Until next week, guys.
Until next week.
Yeah.